I mean, at this point, I feel like that game was pretty self-explanatory, right? You don't need me to speak into this one, but I'm going to anyway for the sake of tradition, and I just need to get my emotions out. Lightning fans around the world, level with me. You feeling any sort of good about this right now? Like you watched the first two games of this series. Do you think there's any chance that they bring this back? Or is this more giving shades of exactly what happened, I don't know, last year at this time? If you were to tell me at any point in the last, let's say, 8 years, that Andrei Vasilevsky saved 21 of 22 shots in a playoff game, I'm thinking every single time, that's a win. And oh, how wrong I would be. Look, Vasi, for those 21 saves, outstanding, masterful performance, vintage Andrei Vasilevsky. But that one that you let in, I can't come up with any reason. I can't come up with anybody else to blame. I do my very best to defend goalies. I know they have an extremely difficult job, but it's bad enough that it was a shot that he saw the entire way. There was nobody screening this shot. It's another thing on top of that it was coming from effectively the blue line from a very poor angle, but it is just the worst thing that guess who put that shot on Nate? I did it. I said, guess who put that shot on Nate? Is that a Freudian slip? Guess who put that shot on net? Nate Schmidt. Again. Nate Schmidt! Again! Nate Schmidt, 33-year-old defenseman, third pairing defenseman who scored a grand total of 5 goals this season, has now scored 3 goals in 4 periods against the Lightning. Dude, I understand if you're giving up goals to defensemen, if you're playing somebody like, Cale Makar, Roman Josi, the good defenseman of the league. And let me take nothing away from Nate Schmidt as a person or as a player. He's a perfectly fine defenseman, a good defenseman even at times. There were times when he was playing for the Vegas Golden Knights and he's pretty good at what he does. I reiterate, it is a third pair defenseman. It's Nate Schmidt. He has never scored double-digit goals in a regular season in his entire career. He scored 3. He scored 3 goals in 4 periods in the first round of the playoffs. Ugh. But whatever, you can shake that off. After all, Andrei Vasilevsky only allowed a single goal for the entire game, and you are the Tampa Bay Lightning. Top 5 in power play, in 5-on-5 goals, in goal differential. Surely you have enough firepower and enough aggression and enough shots on goal to beat a 1-goal deficit, right? Wrong. Yet again. I miss the old playoff Sergei Bobrovsky. I miss old playoff Bob, back when he was playing for Philadelphia, back when he was playing for Columbus, except that one season that we're not going to talk about. I miss the old playoff Sergei Bobrovsky when he was playing for Florida in his first few seasons, posting a sub-900 save percentage and losing the net to Spencer Knight. I very much do not enjoy the new version of playoff Bob because he is apparently the love child of a brick wall and the Terminator. Look, there was a point in the game that on a breakaway, he took a puck to the face from Braden Point, and my man didn't even flinch. You cannot tell me he's human at this point. Or at the very least, he had that bit of his brain removed where he feels pain. Oh, that actually just made me think about the Olympics next year if Russia's allowed to play. You're Russia? Who do you put in net? You take Vasilevsky, Bobrovsky, Shesterkin, Sorokin? I mean, you're pretty spoiled for choice. Anyway, I'm getting off topic. All kidding aside, an absolutely outstanding performance from Sergei Bobrovsky, posting his 4th playoff shutout in the last 3 seasons. The man does seem unstoppable right now. But you know what would be helpful and tempting to get shots past Sergei Bobrovsky is if you would actually shoot! Listen, I know it's the playoffs. I know the Panthers are a good team. The Panthers are a great team, in fact. They are an even better playoff team than they are during the regular season. But 19 shots on goal for an entire game is completely unacceptable, especially when you have 5 power plays. You have 10 minutes of a one-man advantage, and you can't muster more than 19 shots? What are we doing? It's vaguely reminiscent to me of the 2018-2019 season where the Lightning were just far and away the best team in the entire league. Now, they were not that this year, but they had the best offense. They had the best power play. Everybody was claiming in that first round, it's Lightning in 3. Watching that series where they got swept by the Columbus Blue Jackets, you were led to believe one of 2 things is probable. Number 1, Either the Lightning think that they are the Harlem Globetrotters on ice because they're just passing the puck as fancy as they possibly can back and forth and never taking the time to actually shoot, or the more likely scenario is they were complacent. It is worth noting, by the way, do you remember who the Blue Jackets put in net for that series when they swept the President's Trophy winning Tampa Bay Lightning? If your guess was Sergei Bobrovsky, you are unfortunately right. I'm sensing a pattern now. I sat watching this game, streaming this game, and speaking with my viewing audience, by the way, that for, let's say, 50 minutes of the first 50 minutes of this game, 5-0, that I was watching a Tampa Bay Lightning team who, in recent memory, has won 2 cups, went to a third, has not missed the playoffs in 8 years. I was watching this team not care. There was no motivation. Look up and down the ice, look up and down the bench, and you tell me who on that team actually looked like they cared to play in that game. I mean, sure, I'll highlight the fourth line, in particular Zemgus Girgensons and Luke Glendening. They actually showed up to play. Their forecheck was actually pretty dang good tonight. But the rest of the team, the superstars, where are you? Where's the fight? Where's the pushback? Where is Gensel? Where is Kucherov? Where is Point? Where is Hagel? Where is Paul? Where's Cirelli? Where are all of these people? And the reason I say that I noticed it for 50 minutes, the only 10 minutes where it looked like the Lightning cared about actually playing in this game were the final 10 minutes. And you know what it took? It took Brandon Hagel landing a dirty hit on Sasha Barkov, who at that point I believe had done nothing. It's indefensible, completely indefensible. It very much warranted the 5-minute major penalty that he was handed, but hey, a good job to the PK for actually killing off a 5-minute major. But the point remains, number one, you did not need to do that, Brandon Hagel. You are better than that. It was clearly interference. It was a dirty hit on a defenseless player away from the play. Completely unnecessary, completely unwarranted. And number two, if you're going to go after somebody, go after one of the guys who are actually like pissing you off and making a statement. You want to body somebody, you want to send a message and get under somebody's skin, go hit Matthew Tkachuk, go hit Carter Verhaeghe, go hit Brad Marchand, go hit any of these guys. But Sasha Barkov, he's just kind of been there. The only thing that I can think of was going through Brandon Hagel's mind in that moment was Sasha Barkov is the captain. If I hurt the captain, I've done a good thing. I've motivated my team and I have hurt the other team. What do you think is going to happen now? Do you think that the Florida Panthers, the reigning, defending Stanley Cup champion Florida Panthers, are going to cower in fear because you hit a defenseless Sasha Barkov, maybe took him out for the next couple of games? Or do you think that they are going to ramp up their sense of vengeance, that they're going to play harder, they're going to hit you specifically, more and harder, and effectively just find more of a reason to continue embarrassing this team? I'm pretty sure it's the second option. Did it motivate the Lightning for the final 10 minutes? Yes, it was obvious. Did it come out as a net positive for the game? No, the Lightning scored 0 goals for the entire game. Does it come out with potentially a net negative for the series? Yeah, it would not surprise me at all if Brandon Hagel gets handed some kind of a suspension for that hit. You're down in the series 2-0 and you're about to go on the road. You really want to give the Panthers another advantage over you? I cannot come up with any scenario where this was a good idea. Like, maybe, just maybe in years past, if you are Patrick Maroon or you're Corey Perry and you're playing on the fourth line and you need to send a message and you need to motivate your team and you don't really care about getting suspended because you're a fourth liner and they're not counting on you for goal production, yes, I could see that being more of a thing. But you are Brandon Hagel. You scored 35 goals. You put up 90 points this year. You're kind of important to the livelihood of the team. Can I show you something real quick? I want to show you a screenshot from the game. And this is the exact moment that I knew the Lightning were losing game 2. For context, it is the beginning of the second period. The Lightning are on the tail end of a power play where they've had some decent sustained pressure in the offensive zone. They've actually been putting pucks onto Sergei Bobrovsky, and Brayden Point, just an absolute ace, a menace in front of the net, has the puck, and Sergei Bobrovsky is out of position. I mean, way out of position. And then, well, this. He passed it. He passed it. He passed it. Look at the net! Sergei Bobrovsky is so far out of position, he's practically in Palm Beach County at that point. And Brayden Point, with a wide open net, decides to pass it. Like I said, it was over after that. There's no coming back from that one. And the rest of the story goes pretty much how you think it would. The Lightning looked like an unmotivated team, a team that didn't want to be there, that could not take advantage of numerous opportunities that it was given, that decided late in the game the best way to motivate and to send a message is to hurt the captain on a dirty play, get handed a 5-minute major, potentially a suspension, and then proceed to still not score any goals. And now they are down 2-0 in the series. They lost both games on home ice. Somebody please stop the ride. I would like to get off. Look, is it impossible for the Lightning to come back from a 2-0 deficit? No, absolutely not. They've done it before. Eastern Conference Finals against the New York Rangers during the 2021-2022 playoffs, that third straight cup run. They went down 2-0 to the Rangers. The difference was that the first two games that they lost were on the road! I don't understand how you can have home ice advantage. You can lose the first two games in your barn against the reigning defending Stanley Cup champions. Again, admittedly, a very good team. They've been here before, quite recently. And then you expect to go to their barn and do what exactly? You're going to win one game? You're going to win both games? You're going to tie up the series in Florida just like that? After the effort that we saw in Tampa? Really? Look, the series is indeed not over, okay? It's 2 games of a best-of-7 series. Anything can happen. I am more than happy to be surprised by this. Maybe they do go down to South Florida. Maybe they do win the next 2 games and even up the series, bring home ice advantage back to the Tampa Bay area. These are things that can plausibly happen. But with the way this team has played in the first 2 games, I just don't see it as a realistic possibility. They are far and away the less motivated team. They are far and away the less passionate team. They are getting outworked, out-hit, outshot, out-saved, out-coached, out-everything at this point. And I'm supposed to believe, as a fan of this team, that they are going to find whatever they have inside and they're going to go down to South Florida and win 2 straight? Even for the most delusional fan, that's a tough ask. Don't get me wrong, I'm still going to watch. I still love this team, and I love these players, and I love this coach, and I love the NHL playoffs, and I'm still going to stream this series over on twitch.tv/Sammy Flair, and I'm still going to yell and scream and cry and cheer and have all the emotions come out live on camera for the entertainment of absolute strangers. But they have dug themselves a hole that I'm genuinely concerned they cannot get themselves out of. We'll see what they do. They better come up with something, and they better do it quick. They have a really fast turnaround time. This game finished up at about 9:30 Eastern time on Thursday night. Game 3 is Saturday afternoon at 1 p.m. Eastern time. You have less than 48 hours to figure something out. And if this series ends in a first-round exit for the 3rd straight year, or worse yet, ends in a sweep, regardless of who the opponent was, I feel like some changes are inbound soon. I don't know what they are, but I feel like some big changes are coming. But for now, that's it. I was right. I feel better now. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you for giving me just a little bit of your time tonight. I sincerely hope that I'm wrong about all of this. And I hope that Game 3 is an absolute showcase from the Tampa Bay Lightning and that they are who they said they were all season long and that this is just the first step towards something greater. They needed a good story to overcome adversity. That's what I want to happen. Let's make that happen. Only time will tell. I'll see you after Game 3.